Well, we welcome you back to Champion Stadium here at ESPN Wide World of Sports. Atlantic in the southeast in the 13U championship game, our 5th championship to be decided here at the 13U USSSA All-American Games. Vice President of National Events, Matt Trebuchet, Lindsay Schmidt with us, bringing you all the sights and sounds of this fabulous day of action. Atlantic going for their 2nd win. We've seen the Far West pick up 2 wins. Preston Hurst, the shortstop, leading things off for the Atlantic team. And he swings and misses, and there's a strikeout to begin things for Grant Hodge, who's on the bump here to begin this championship game.
I got a chance to see Hodge pitch earlier in the tournament. He threw a couple innings, I think, on Tuesday, and he can sling it. He can bring it. He's got a great breaking ball, and he pounds inside, pounds outside.
So 1 away. Preston Hurst retired, and now James Davenport, the extra hitter. Oh. Davenport. Gets a double.
A double to the right center field fence.
I'm sorry, Brady. That's McConis on the mound.
It's like if they marked Grant Hodges a number 1, maybe he's going to pitch sometime during the course of this game.
Possibly. Okay, well, it was McConis that I got to see earlier in the week because he was number 51.
Okay.
So.
And what do you think about McConis?
Yeah, I like the way he attacked the strike zone.
Throw goes into center field.
He could dial the heat up when he needed to dial the heat up. He had a great breaking ball. Was not afraid to go inside.
McComas, right-handed pitcher. Well, we saw McComas get out to a really good start, getting a strikeout to begin play. But since then, the Atlantic team is threatening. Knox Mercer, the batter. Excuse me, Knox Meyer from Fort Knox. He's gone from Washington. Now he's in Tampa. He's a Washington Nationals fan. And a pass ball is going to allow the game's first run to come in. So 2 pitching mistakes, if you will.
I thought that pitch got the batter.
Got some of the best umpires in the business.
That's why that umpire's 6 feet away from it, and I'm 260 away.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. And Fort Knox, the nickname, out to right field. And the play made by Jesus Alcorn. Jesus making the play for the second out. Warren Henke, the right fielder. From Pensacola, Florida. It's a pitcher and an outfielder. He's going to start in right field, but you know he's got a gun. He's got a 4.0 GPA. Sure, that's a lot of things that mom and dad are proud of.
Nothing wrong with being a stellar student athlete.
The one thing he likes about USSSA baseball is he said it's real baseball.
I think he's probably referring to the rules that we play by in USSSA, which basically Major League Baseball, National League style. There's a few extra rules for safety.
Right.
But other than that, what you see in the big leagues is what you're going to see here.
2-2. Almost fouled it into the upper deck.
Youngster from Punta Gorda, Florida, picked up that foul ball.
I have a chance to watch the Braves every day up in Northport. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging, but the Atlantic scores the game's first run. Southeast coming to the plate after the strikeout.
With direct flights daily, your vacation begins at GoMelbourneFlorida.com.
Each and every day you come out here to the park, you give everything you got.
Behind every good team is a great coach.
Our hands are not in here, hands are out.
Today's coaches mold tomorrow's leaders.
It's a lot of hard work.
We know the blood, sweat, and tears that go into the job. And that's why this season, coaches fly free when booking their team's travel with us.
That's all right, come on, it's fine.
Save time, save money, fly with the Air Travel Group.
Atlantic with a 1-run advantage. Southeast batting for the first time in this 13U championship game. The 12U championship was earlier today, and you know, this has been a week full of memories for these young kids who have come here.
Leading off the home half of the first inning for Southeast.
Maybe they knew a couple players on their team.
Number 69, Keenan.
Maybe they knew nobody on their team, but I'm sure it's been a week of bonding now.
Yeah, these athletes are forging friendships that'll last for years to come.
Keenan Hunter, the center fielder.
You know, I told you in the last game we talked about the 14 and under Northwest team from last year, how they all stayed in touch with each other and forged such a bond as a group. And actually next week that whole group is going to meet in San Diego and play in a tournament as a team again, as 15-year-olds. And they've actually made a bond and a pact with each other that they're going to do it at the end of every summer. They're going to meet and play together as a team all the way until they go to college. So those are the type of friendships you make in this great event. This is about so much more than just baseball.
Keenan Hunter the second out of Sherwood Pine Bluff, Arkansas. His most memorable baseball moment when he hit a home run in the 2015 World Series. The good news here this year, guess he got a little bit of an adjustment because the 13s and 14s, we have played some years here at Disney where to hit a home run, you had to hit it completely out of the ballpark, just like the Atlanta Braves would do.
And that led to maybe 1 or 2 home runs in a week.
Right.
And this way, with the 325 on the lines,
popped up, called for, and caught by the pitcher. Keenan taken care of.
325 on the lines, 350 in the alleys, and 375 in center. It gives these 13 and 14-year-olds an actual opportunity to hit a realistic home run.
Is it going to be similar here to the distances that we're going to see at Space Coast Complex as well, now that they've moved the fences in?
Yeah, I don't know exactly off the top of my head what those dimensions were that they brought it into. I know that they took, when they remodeled the stadium, which was basically the first piece of that puzzle to be undertaken out there, I know that they did bring in the Major League fence, but I'm not 100% sure to what those dimensions were brought into. But I know that it was actually even bigger than this one. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was 340 down the lines, 390 to the alleys, and like 405 to center.
Ground ball bobbled for a second over at first, but they make the recovery and they get the second out.
2 outs. Now coming to the plate, the second baseman, number 74.
That was Jacob Strudel over there at first base. Got a crazy hop up off the heel of his glove, but he knocked it down, kept it in front of him. Made the easy pick up and play over at first.
So there are 2 away. Now Cade Climby at the plate from Sugar Land, Texas. Lifts it into center field. And a play made by Preston James Jr. ends the first. Sends us to the second here at Champion Stadium with the Atlantic up by a run.
Funny thing about the overnight success story, it doesn't happen overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here.
USSSA is the stage where the nation's top sports stars shine for the country to see. On the diamond, the top baseball players are looking to be chosen by the Select 30 and compete as a team at the National Amateur Baseball Championships. In Fast Pitch, USA Elite Select and the World Fast Pitch Championships brings together premier players and teams from across the country to play for the title and continue their dream of one day playing professional softball. While Nationwide Conference USSSA hosts the stars of slow pitch softball. Take your game to the next level. Play the best. Play USSSA.
Back here getting set for the second inning. Southeast back into the field. Geographically, these 2 teams pretty similar. One from the Atlantic, one from the Southeast. So these kind of borders bump up against one another. So
yeah, the Atlantic is actually the smallest region if you go by geographies, because it is only the state of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina.
Wow.
And the Southeast region is Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, and the southern part of Texas. Basically the Houston area.
Logan Padira, third baseman at the plate. Logan Padilla from Pembroke Pines, Florida, down in the Miami area. He's a Miami Marlins fan. I wonder what he thinks about it. Looks like Derek Jeter's group is going to be the new owners of that club down there in South Florida. Actually told Logan has celiac disease. He's been on a strict diet since he was 5 years old. He travels everywhere with his EpiPen. But it's obviously great for him that he gets to do what he loves here and play baseball. 3-2 pitch. Ooh. Hit by pitch he'll take first.
Hasn't seemed to stun his growth any. Big solid kid.
Piedra at first base. Brings next to the plate, number 87, Blake Zabala.
That's why you wear the helmet. Blake Zabella, number 87. Checks into the box here. Nicknamed Chappie from Happy Days. Won the USSSA Championship in Orange Beach, Alabama, with Team USA Showcase. He was born in Plantation, Florida. Then at 4 years old, his family moved to Georgia.
Lives in Ellijay. Beautiful part of the North Georgia mountains. That very southern tip of the Appalachia.
Quite a different look than Plantation's basically being in Miami.
Right. Yeah,
the first two going aboard here.
They get snow every year in Ellijay. Just always a dusting or two up there in the mountainous areas north, very north of the state.
Number 72.
A little bit different than Plantation, Florida. I don't know if it's ever snowed there.
I'm sure that they've had a dusting for a moment, but I doubt it stuck, and for any length.
That's for sure.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Basically giving him the out instead, and Aaron Throw is going to allow another run to score for the Atlantic. It's really the second time that an overthrow at second base has turned into a run.
Well, the Atlantic region taking complete advantage of every little mistake that the Southeast is making, and that's how you win championship games. Is if the other team's going to give it to you, you got to take it.
And of course, Wisely here. It is trying to,
Now stepping to the plate,
if you will, settle things down.
Jake Green.
As Jake Green comes to the plate, it's only 2-0. It's very early on. They play 7 innings in this championship game.
You know, Coach Core just went out to the mound there just to settle down his pitcher. You know, still early and it's only 2 runs. Plenty of ball to play. But you need to do some door closing here.
Runner going. There's a stolen base without a throw. Two in scoring position and nobody out. Nice stop there. Well, this is a family affair. We just saw a great catch by the Southeast catcher. And Lindsay Schmidt is sitting by their family as they watch and enjoy this game. Lindsay?
That's right, Bernie. I'm here with Jet Jordan, Britt's brother out there. What's it like watching your brother play?
Awesome.
And he told me he's wearing a special jersey right now. Tell me about this jersey you're wearing.
It's Southeast, and it's to support my brother.
Now,
It's from last year.
and he is wearing it for good luck. Now, what do you think about this game so far?
It's been good.
They got to get some runs on the board for the Southeast, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, we're rooting for them up in the booth and down here. Bernie, we're sending it back on up to you.
Thanks, Lindsay. Out to right field. There's another base hit. It's going to score 2 runs this time. Another big hit by the Atlantic. 84, Jack Green. Driving home a pair. And it's 4-0, and he's going to get a courtesy runner for his troubles. We've talked about a couple times the courtesy runner isn't necessarily because we don't want the pitcher to run. It's more, let's get the pitcher and the catcher out there quick so we can keep pushing on with it.
Right, yeah, it's a lot of people call it a speed up rule. It's just get your pitcher and the catcher in the dugout, get them with their gloves so that when that third out's made, those two can hit the field, get those preparatory pitches before every inning, and try to keep the game moving along. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here, Bernie.
Already 3 on the board. They're going to the bullpen. We're going to take a break. Atlantic already jumping all over the Southeast, and we're just beginning.
When you step in the box, you gotta be focused. You gotta forget the dugout, ignore the crowd. You can't worry about the guy on the mound, because in the end, there's only 2 things that really matter at the plate. You and your bat.
All right, Cameron Ruth, the right-handed pitcher, coming on to throw for the Southeast team, trailing 4-0, 3 on the board here in the second, a run in the first inning. And it's a good start. And the Southeast kind of saw this in a couple games yesterday. They had a pitcher that didn't get off to the best of starts, and then they went to the bullpen, and from that point shut down baseball. So we'll see if it's the same situation here for the Southeast as Ruth is the new pitcher.
Well, you would think, the Atlantic putting 4 runs on the board in really truly only 1 inning, because they still have nobody out here in the second inning. But you got to realize they've only got 2 base hits. The big omen here is that 3 in the error column for the Southeast, and that has been the error bug has bitten them hard. You got to play sound, fundamental baseball when you get to the championship game, period.
All right, runner in scoring position, Andrew Juarez, nicknamed Drew from Miami, Florida. at the plate. It's had a busy summer. His older sister Ashley competes in the Dance National Championship, just returned from South Carolina, making the championship game with his travel ball team from Miami. Derek Jeter, his favorite player. Third base, catches, and pitches. And I love the look with the Sox.
Got the old school triple stripe stirrups on.
I mean, I know of anybody in the organization, you are a man in USSSA that appreciates style.
Yes, style, form before function. I've been saying it for years. If you look like you know what you're doing, people are going to think you know what you're doing.
I mean, I got to assume that you got a guest room full of shoes, because it's almost like you always have that matching pair.
Actually, I have a closet. Had to have a custom closet built.
Yeah.
In the master bedroom to hold the shoes.
Gotcha.
My wife and I kind of have that role reversal. She's got about 10 pair of shoes, and I got well over 100.
Drew's at the plate. As this one lined out to left field, it's going to score another 4-run second inning. Drew drives home a run.
Green comes in to score. Now stepping to the plate, number 37, Christian Herrera.
Now Christian Herrera is the batter. Herrera out of Miami, Florida. He's from Cuba. Now down in Miami, a Yankees fan.
Probably likes Robinson Cano.
You're right on point.
That one wasn't hard.
Southeast needs some help here. They need some quick outs. Nobody out here in the second inning.
There we go, Burn.
Finally get one.
Southeast got that first one.
Cameron Ruth gets the strikeout. One away.
Number 76, McDonald
McCummon.
McDonald doesn't sound too bad right about now. Double cheeseburger meal?
Why not? Nicknamed Big Mac.
Well, that's fitting.
He said that getting to this championship game, that's been his most memorable baseball moment of his young career, and obviously I would think that they would update it to winning.
Now here we go. Big Mac, now he's from Greensboro, Georgia.
Yep.
Which is just a speck on the map. Okay, very, very small town. His favorite team is the Boston Red Sox. Yet his favorite player is Buster Posey. Now, I actually get the Buster Posey thing because Buster Posey's from Leesburg, Georgia.
Right.
All right, he's a small town in South Georgia, too. But how does the Boston Red Sox fit into this equation?
Again, you never know. Family member? You forget he hasn't lived in an era where the Braves have been competitive.
Easy now, easy. You're right. Unlike my two sons, my two adult sons, who both until they were 15 years old, they thought that the baseball season ended sometime in late October because the Braves were always playing that long. You're right. I guess that's a fair assessment. Get a load of this. Big Matt has taught himself how to relace baseball gloves.
That's some skill, and I'm sure that that's something that the teammates, put me in.
Hey,
my glove doesn't work, and then they say, get it to Big Mac.
Big Mac can fix it.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Got a lot of people on Facebook Live cheering on the Southeast, hoping that they can get out of this jam. Michael Golden, thanks for watching. Two balls, 2 strikes, just an out. Cam Ruth trying to get out of a second inning pickle where Atlantic's already scored 4, and they're going to score another here, I would assume. Nope, they'll hold him. I think wisely so, because that one got to the center fielder pretty quick. Keenan Hunter came charging to grab it.
Runners on the corners with 1 out. Now batting, number 66, Prashant Fan.
Now Prashant plays center field for the Atlantic squad, and he can track. He covers a lot of ground. I want to see him get on the base paths with nobody in front of him and just see how fast he is.
His nickname, the Swag Daddy.
The Swag Daddy P.
Okay, I didn't see the P at the end.
The Swag Daddy P.
He's from Georgia as well.
Out of Moultrie, Georgia. That's in the central part of the state.
Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. The pitch.
The Swag Daddy has made the honor roll since he started school. And he loves to work out every day. He's a multi-sport athlete. He plays basketball, he plays football, but his love is baseball.
And I think if you got a chance to talk to the major leaguers that were here a week ago, that's kind of what they were preaching to the young athletes in the Select 30 about being a multi-sport athlete and the benefits to that.
Yeah, what a lot of people miss on this is that different sports use different muscles and require different skills. And by playing multiple sports yearly, you continually develop those other muscles and those other senses, athletic senses, so to speak. I mean, Brian Jordan, a perfect example. Foul ball there in the upper deck. Wait a minute, we have got a little fan, a young fan from, looks like Saginaw, Michigan. Grab that foul ball.
Representing the Great Lakes region. Popped up. Foul territory, and they made the catch, but it took 3 to get there. And then wisely, Atlantic says, nobody's covering home. I'm going to tag and come home and score another run.
Junez tags up and scored.
Your first baseman's got to be aware there that that everybody has vacated the plate, and if there's a runner on third, and he has got to get to the plate to cover it.
Now batting.
Now, Bernie, this will not be a visit to the mound. We got the trainer out there, got the umpire out there. We had a collision, involved the pitcher. Just making sure everybody's okay. And possibly not.
Looks like we got a new pitcher. We'll take a break. The runs keep it coming for the Atlantic here in the second. They now lead at 6-0.
Cocoa Beach, the authentic beach town, where the sand is our building blocks and a board is our preferred mode of transportation. A place where memories are awakened by the sound of a wave. It's the home of the original, home to the iconic, and home of the legendary. Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at gococobeach.com.
All right, back at the USSSA All-American Games here at Champion Stadium. Ruth taken out of the game.
Now batting for Atlantic.
Southeast is just trying to get off the field.
Jacob Struble.
He comes in, and one pitch and one play can make a difference. Ends a big inning for the Atlantic. 5 on the board. They lead at 6-0.
With Direct Flights Daily, your vacation begins at GoMelbourneFlorida.com.
All right, we're back here for the bottom of the second inning. Southeast with a little work to do, trailing
Number 60, Grant Hodge.
6-0. Grant Hodge is going to lead off the inning. And as we begin things here in the bottom of the second, we check in with the third member of our team, Lindsay Schmidt, who is down in the concourse. Lindsay?
That's right, Bernie. And you guys were mentioning earlier that this tournament brings together friends and family. Well, we have a friend of our Atlantic team shortstop with us. Bryce, tell me a little bit about your friendship with Preston.
Well, we've been together since we were like 6. We had a rec league team together, and he's been on my all-star team, and it's been really fun hanging out with him.
Now, you mentioned to me before, Preston lives in Key West, but you moved to Tampa. You guys still keep in touch?
Yes, he's been like one of my best friends ever since we were little.
What can you tell us about his game? Is he, what kind of hitter is he? How does he play in the field?
Well, he usually starts the game off really, really good. He usually hits bombs, and his defense is really good.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing more of what he can do, and thank you so much for joining us. First, before I let you go, what do you think about this game so far?
It's been really good. Atlantic hasn't been making that much errors. As you can see, there's 0, and Southeast has been making a lot of errors, and that's why we're doing really good.
So they've been able to capitalize on the mistakes the other teams made. Well, we look forward to seeing the rest of the game, and you enjoy yourself while you're here.
Me too.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. I like that assertion. He talks about what does he do? He hits bombs. That's what we wanted to hear.
Squad.
I love that. Grant Hodge, GS from Little Rock, Arkansas. Ground ball short. Over to first. Out number 1 here in the second inning.
Now batting, number 71, Hunter Barnes.
Excuse me, G Money, not GS was the nickname.
You confused the S and the dollar sign?
Just didn't
compute.
Get a close enough look at it.
It didn't account.
Right field for Hunter Barnes.
Hunter Barnes.
Brings next to the batter's box, number 68, Walker Zapp.
Walter Zapp now the hitter. Walter Zapp out of Auburn, Alabama. My assumption is he's a Tiger fan who hits this ball really deep, and it's off the wall in left center field. Almost a home run. Trying to score a run, and they do. They sent him late. But the Southeast is on the board here in the second inning.
Nice double off the base of the wall, moved up to third on the throw to the plate. Now that's what you do when you're down 6-0 in the second inning. You got to just start chipping away, 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2 there, and then count on your pitching staff and your defense to hold the other team at bay, and you get yourself back in the ball game.
I guess there wasn't a ton of hesitation there by Hunter Barnes. He didn't race around third, but he kind of held up for a second and then decided, I'm going to score.
Now this meeting, I can tell you exactly what's going on in this meeting right here. Guys, we still got a 5-run lead. Don't let this rattle you. Let's get the other 2 outs. We'll get in here. We'll put another crooked number on the board, put this thing out of reach. That's what that was just a little bit of motivational talk there.
Yeah, it's a lot easier, as you mentioned, when you're up by 6 runs than when it's the other way.
It's a whole different mentality. Whole different way of looking at the game, whole different way of coaching the game, whole different way of playing the game.
Britt Jordan. Big baby Britt from West Monroe, Louisiana. He's part of a walk-off in last year's All-American Games Championship. What does that tell you? Here he hits this ball deep, and it's going to find the grass, and he's headed to second with an RBI double.
Rick Jordan with the RBI double and scores Zapp.
The bats have started to come to life for the Southeast here in the second inning.
Now coming to bat, number 72, Cameron Ruth.
Cameron Ruth now at the plate. That was almost a spectacular grab out in center field by Fan. Gotta love that effort. Down the line, fair again. Tyler Fitch drives home another, and this is exactly what the Atlantic didn't want.
Bernie, we got ourselves a ball game.
Beautiful piece of hitting. This one went all the way to the fence. And maybe a new pitcher coming.
Now batting, number 65, Kyle Compton.
Cal Compton, the shortstop, a 4. Big change of events here with Compton at the plate. Can Compton drive home another? They started the inning down 6.
What a young man from Oshkosh, Wisconsin grabbed that foul ball out of the upper deck, Bern.
Brilliant place to visit, particularly during the summer. There's a catch and almost a double play. Line to Andrew Juarez at second base.
Out number 2.
2 away. That almost was something brilliant.
56, Jesus Alacar.
And that'll bring Jesus Alacan to the plate. First pitch misses high.
I want to do a little piece of opposite field hitting here. There's a big old hole if he wants to hit behind this runner. See if Alarcon can pop something through that hole. Played another.
2-0. Up and in, a ball, 3 balls, no strikes. He was right on it. and fouled it back. Says that Enrique Alarcon, his father, that's his favorite player. Keep it in the family, right?
DNA.
Popped up. And to center. It's caught. But how about the work done by the Southeast in the second inning? They started the inning trailing by 6. They got 3 of them back. And as we end the second inning, it's a whole new ball game. Atlantic 6, Southeast 3.
Three experiences to have in one trip. Go Titusville.com.
Cocoa Beach, the authentic beach town, where the sand is our building blocks and a board is our preferred mode of transportation. A place where memories are awakened by the sound of a wave. It's the home of the original, home to the iconic, and home of the legendary. Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at GoCocoBeach.com.
What a difference an inning can make. After a 1-0 start for the Atlantic in the first, pretty big output in the second. 5 for the Atlantic, 3 for the Southeast. 8 combined runs in the second inning. And now we'll see if the Southeast can settle down. Walker Inc., the pitcher here. It's all about a game of momentum. It's all about getting your team to believe in the Southeast team. They were pumped up after they scored 3 in the bottom of the second. And for more on that, we will listen in down in the dugout to Lindsay Schmidt. Lindsay?
That's right, Bernie. I was down in the Southeast dugout during that inning, and there were multiple times during that inning where their manager looked over and said, boys, this isn't over yet. We are still in this. They came out to go back onto the field, to take the field for this next inning, and still in the dugout, he was saying this isn't over yet. They're looking forward to swinging that the momentum in their favor.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. We know it's a game of momentum. And we'll see if the tide has turned as Inc. starts off getting a strikeout. One away here in the third inning. This is the top of the lineup. Preston Hurst, the shortstop. Preston Hurst struck out at his first plate appearance. Sometimes a couple of runs by your teammate, that can make all the difference in the world. There's a fly out. And quickly there's 2 outs here in the third inning.
2 outs. Now batting number 85, Davenport. James Davenport.
That brings the plate James Davenport now.
A hold here in the top of the third for the Southeast will be huge.
One pitch later, fair down the line. This goes into the corner. It's a ground rule double. Davenport out of Beaufort, South Carolina. He was thinking 3 the entire way. He was flying so quick he had to get his helmet back on.
Now stepping into the batter's box, number 71, Knox Meyer.
Fort Knox Meyer now. Born in Washington, D.C., lived in our nation's capital for 11 years.
If I had my net burn, I'd have got that one.
He won the ring at the USSSA Georgia-Florida Battle of the Borders tournament in Valdosta. Now that he's moved down to Tampa. Be a freshman on the football team. Probably incredible to think about that for these youngsters at this age. About to start high school for some of them. Others still in 8th grade. Atlantic trying to answer right back here in the top of the 3rd inning. Grounded to short. And they toss it across the diamond. No, it got out of the glove of the first baseman, Grant Hodge. And the Atlantic is going to take advantage of what should have been the final out of the inning. Man, oh man.
It's 4 errors on the Southeast squad. It's allowed the Atlantic to plate 7 runs with only 4 hits.
Got to take care of business if you want to win a championship defensively. Warren Henke at the plate. Pitch up and in to Henke, the right fielder. Struck out in his first plate appearance. Too many extra runs allowed in this one so far by the Southeast, but there's still a lot of time left for both of these teams to figure out how this one is going to conclude.
Yeah, this may very well be a 12-14 type kind of score.
They are swinging the bat extremely well.
Yeah, hitters from both squads are really aggressive at the plate. Attacking the ball. With 2 strikes on the hitter here, I'd just like to see the pitcher attack the batter right here, pound the zone. Got him.
That retires the side, but an error on the infield allows the Atlantic to get 1 of the 3 that they gave up back, but the Southeast coming back to the plate, trying to do more work, trailing 7-3 in this championship game.
With Direct Points Daily, your vacation begins at GoMelbourneFlorida.com.
Each and every day you come out here to the park, you give everything you got.
Behind every good team is a great coach.
Our hands are not in here, hands are out.
Today's coaches mold tomorrow's leaders.
It's a lot of hard work.
We know the blood, sweat, and tears that go into the job. And that's why this season, coaches fly free when booking their team's travel with us.
That's all right, come on, it's fine.
Save time, save money, fly with the Air Travel Group.
Third inning will be Nick, McCombs, and Steve.
Back here on a beautiful day for baseball.
So far, Bernie, the real story of this ball game has been the defensive miscues by the Southeast. Four errors, and ironically, the Atlantic leads by 4 runs.
That has been the difference.
If you're going to win a championship, you got to play championship caliber defense, and so far that has eluded the Southeast squad. Doesn't mean that they can't bounce back, but they've got to shore up the defense if they're going to make an attempt here.
Ank leading things off. First pitch swing, popped up, called for and caught. It's great communication there by the first baseman. You could hear it all the way up here, Jacob Strudel.
There was no doubt about it whose ball that was going to be.
1 out. Now batting, number 51, Devin McCombs.
Now Devin McCombs come to the plate. Both these teams, I think either one of them would love to have a couple of quick innings defensively.
Yeah, we've had some long half innings. We've been playing Burn an hour and 5 minutes, and we're just now in the bottom of the third. So this game has not moved along at a rapid pace at all. There's been a lot of base runners.
Well, Devin is from Glendale, Arizona. They said he is a Houston, Texas transplant, so I assume that that's how he got a part of this team. Diamondbacks, his favorite team. Also plays football. Talk about the dedication some of these athletes had. I know that obviously we work diligently. Our crew does so well bringing you the selection shows, which I think is one of the highlights for these individuals, getting a chance to see their name being called for the team. But we're not able to do selection shows up until the very last week, just because sometimes we're just waiting for some of these players, because we hear, oh, there's a player from Florida and he's going to Michigan because he really wants to try out to make the team.
Yeah, we had 4 players from the Northwest that went all the way to Chicago to try out. Now, of course, they attended a tryout in the Great Lakes region, but their scores and data were transferred back to the Northwest region. And actually, I believe 2 of those 4 made the Northwest squads. So yeah, it's, you know, people look at the calendar and say, well, geez, the last tryout in the Far West was, you know, in May. Why are you not announcing the team to July? Well, because we don't know how many of those are going to try out at other regions. I know in the at the tryout in Atlanta last year, not this year, but last year, there was a kid from Arizona that came and tried out for the Far West squad and made it at the Atlanta tryout. So.
Number 84, Fletcher, Steve.
You just got to kind of wait till they're all over before you can move forward.
Popped up, called for, and caught. And that will retire the side. It remains 7-3, our score here at Champion Stadium.
Qualifying is on to be a Boomba All-American, and this year's USSSA All-American Games have been expanded to create more opportunities for more players. This year, there'll be 24 regional showcase tryouts that will select 2 teams per region, with 12 players on each team, allowing the athletes to compete in an average of 22 innings of play during the tournament. Also new for this year is a 3-game single elimination championship bracket. Get evaluated in hitting, running, and 2 defensive positions of your choice for your chance to qualify for the Boomba All-American Games. Get more information at USSSAallamerican.com.
Seven three. Atlantic on top. As we bring you back for the 4th inning.
Southeast still hunting for that first stop inning.
All right, and you know, it's obviously it takes a group of people to get things done. And not only do you need a group of people for a couple of days for baseball, but you need a group of people for 3 straight weeks. And I know you have some of the best interns in the entire country. And Lindsay Schmidt is down with one of them. Lindsay?
That's right, Bernie. I'm here with one of Matt's best interns, TJ. Now, TJ, we've seen you guys out here on the field fielding balls and getting them back to umpires and stuff. But what have you guys been doing behind the scenes for this tournament in particular?
Well, behind the scenes, I mean, we're here every morning, 7 a.m. We're the ones who put these jerseys together for all the teams, labeled them, coaches. We're here first day signing everyone in. It's a really cool experience meeting everyone from all over the country's Northwest, Far West, even here in the Southeast.
So this isn't your typical, I wouldn't say, internship where you're sitting in an office, you might be grabbing your boss coffee and such, but you guys actually get to do things that you could apply to, the rest of your work life.
Exactly. I mean, it's great out here meeting new people day in, day out, talking stories. I mean, I used to play here as a kid, so it's really cool getting the job done for all these kids out here.
And what can you say about the level of youth talent that we have out here?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, anywhere from 9U to 14U. The 9U, there's kids throwing heat, there's kids throwing knuckleballs, and then 14Us, these kids could be like they're playing D1 college in a few years. It's amazing.
Well, we look forward to seeing what the rest of the day has to offer. I'll let you get back to work, TJ. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Thanks so much. And she mentioned that unlike other internships, they don't get the boss coffee, but I assume if you need a coffee, they're going to take care of you, right?
Nah.
They don't? Wow.
No, the reason why is because they're out at the fields all day. Yeah, he is right. They are here at 7 a.m. every morning. They're the first ones here and the last ones to leave. But they're out what we call taking care of business on the fields. They're making sure that the games are staying on schedule and the umpires got balls and they're chasing down official scorecards and they're getting that information back to tournament headquarters so it can be entered online. I mean, it's a grind for 23 days for these young guys. Fortunately, they're young and they can handle it.
Well, what an experience for them. They get to spend a couple of weeks in the Sunshine State working summer vacation, I guess, if you will, as well. I'm sure they get to learn a lot about how youth sports works.
Yeah, they get to see a side of the game and of events that, you know, that the normal general public never sees. You know, what it really takes to, you know, he mentioned we put these jerseys together. What he means is we opened up boxes, you know, of 1,400 jerseys, and you have to pair them together by size and number.
Right.
And you got to put them with the right team, and you got to sign them to a player. Yeah, that doesn't just happen on its own. You know, that is a 4 or 5 day process. And they do it working in between the games that we had going on that week's event. So it makes for a lot of long hours, but they have fun doing it. I mean, we have some guys that have been back with us 2-3 years, you know, sometimes an internship turns into a full-time job, like Tony Harper, you know, one of our scouts of the All-American program. He started out as a summer intern, and got his degree in sports management, and you know, now he works at the national office at USSSA out in Vieira, and travels the roads with the scout staff for the All-Americans, and he does a lot more than just that too. So you just never know what's going to become.
Double play to end the inning. They're D'ing it up here in the top of the fourth. The question is, can Southeast strike again offensively? They trail 7-3 headed to the bottom of the inning.
Funny thing about the overnight success story, it doesn't happen overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here.
USSSA is the stage where the nation's top sports stars shine for the country to see. On the diamond, the top baseball players are looking to be chosen by the Select 30 and compete as a team at the National Amateur Baseball Championships. In Fast Pitch, USA Elite Select and the World Fast Pitch Championships brings together premier players and teams from across the country to play for the title and continue their dream of one day playing professional softball. While Nationwide Conference USSSA hosts the stars of slow pitch softball. Take your game to the next level. Play the best. Play USSSA.
And we're back here for the bottom of the fourth inning, 7-3. Atlantic on top of Southeast.
Well, the Southeast got their stop inning that they needed.
Yep.
You know, they blanked the Atlantic there in the top of the fourth. So now what they need to do is put another crooked number of their own up on the board.
Keenan Hunter lead off the inning. Coaches coming together, making sure we're on the same page. All right. As they converse here, one more big game for you. A 14U championship coming up next. And for a preview on that, let's check in with Lindsay Schmidt, who's with some of the 14U teams. Lindsay?
That's right, Bernie. I'm sitting with one of our last teams to go on this championship weekend. We have the Great Lakes region team behind me. I'm sitting with Austin, who's going to kind of be their spokesperson for today. Austin from Indiana. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what we can expect from this next game with you guys?
We're going to have to come out with good defense, and we're going to have good pitching, and we're going to have to get our big hits.
So, Austin, you guys had to play, throughout this week to make it to where you've been today. What have been some highlights of this week for your team?
Our defensive plays and our big hits.
Well, it sounds like they are ready to take the field and get that win. Why don't we, before we jump back, or before we see you guys, we have to finish this game. What have you liked about this game so far?
I like the pitching and the defense.
Well, we look forward to seeing you guys on the field next. Bernie and Matt, back to you guys.
Well, Lindsay, we can't wait for that 14U championship game. It'll be, of course, right here after this 13U game comes to its conclusion.
Had a little confusion there on a substitution, Bernie, and they had to work it out, but they got it all. They got it worked out, and they all got it right, and let's play ball.
Ground ball on the infield. Now we have a play in their first out here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
One out. Now stepping to the plate, number 78, Wyatt Gore.
And I think that 14U game scheduled for right around 2 o'clock from what I understand. Is that correct?
I believe 2:05, Bern. 2:05.
Helps us a little bit out to be on digital. Not you and I have done a number of TV games over the years, and we got to make 3, and so on and so forth. The digital allows us a little bit of leniency to maybe be a little tighter on games than we would the other way.
Yeah, we we've done some games before where we kind of sat around twiddling our thumbs because the network we were on after our in-between games wanted to go to their show, and we had to wait till that show got over before we could start our game. So, yeah, the digital world does make life a little easier. Cade Climby.
Go with Climby.
Cade Climby steps in. I believe Cade was our starting second baseman.
And you think about it, Matt. Here we are in the contest right now. 7-3 game. There's still a lot of time to be played. Man, the center fielder out there. Talk about he can run. I really actually thought he had a chance to get there and make a diving play. That's what I was waiting for him to lay out, weren't you?
Yeah, I thought for a moment he was, but I actually, in lieu of laying out, the route that he ran to circle around that ball and cut it off and hold that to a single. Now I know there's a runner in front of him that just as easily could have attempted to advance a third and would have been out easily, but the way he circled that fly ball and immediately gunned the ball in, hit his cutoff man square between the numbers, just like you're supposed to. I mean, that was beautifully played by Pershawn Fan.
There he is.
See him circle it, Bern?
Takes skills. And you think about those are the little things that the scouts and the college coaches look for that show that you can truly play the game.
Right.
Not a batting average, not how quick you can run a 60. Just shows you that you understand fundamentally the game of baseball.
Right.
Southeast trying to break through with a run here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Grant Hodge Only an out. You like that spot of that one. Hit Grant, he's the cleanup hitter in the lineup. Grounded out at his first plate appearance. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Impressive pitch.
I believe that's Jake Green still on the mound, and he won that battle.
Number 71, Hunter Barnes.
Jake Green indeed gets the strikeout. Hodge likes him high in the zone.
Well, as long as you can get, you know, it's actually a pitcher's pitch up there because it's very hard to get solid contact on a pitch up that high. And it's real easy to get batters to chase, and that's because it looks so fat coming in. Every batter can get a good eye on that pitch, but it's just so hard to catch up to.
Hunter Barnes, single, scored a run. Two on with two out. Southeast trying to strike for just the second time in an inning. They scored 3 runs in the second. They might have a chance to load them up. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
With Direct Points Daily, your vacation begins at GoMelbourneFlorida.com.
Each and every day you come out here to the park, you give everything you got.
Behind every good team is a great coach.
Our hands are not in here, hands are out.
Today's coaches mold tomorrow's leaders.
It's a lot of hard work.
We know the blood, sweat, and tears that go into the job. And that's why this season, coaches fly free when booking their team's travel with us.
That's all right, come on, it's fine.
Save time, save money, fly with the Air Travel Group.
Qualifying is on to be a Boomba All-American, and this year's USSSA All-American Games have been expanded to create more opportunities for more players. This year, there'll be 24 regional showcase tryouts that will select 2 teams per region, with 12 players on each team, allowing the athletes to compete in an average of 22 innings of play during the tournament. Also new for this year is a 3-game single-elimination championship bracket. Get evaluated in hitting, running, and 2 defensive positions of your choice for your chance to qualify for the Boomba All-American Games. Get more information at USSSAallamerican.com.
Funny thing about the overnight success story, it doesn't happen overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here. you step in the box, you gotta be focused.
All right, back here for the 5th inning, a spectacular line out.
One out. Now stepping to the plate, number 37, Christian Herrera.
7-3.
2 outs. Now batting number 76.
With 2 away.
McCummon.
And McCummon, the batter. Your talented wife, Melissa Trebuchan, she's got some pulled pork ready for us, ready to go.
Pulled pork? I thought it was pork chops.
Pork chops, okay, sorry.
Spicy pork chops, applesauce. Can't have pork chops. Can't have applesauce or pork chops without apple.
Cocoa Beach, the authentic beach town, where the sand is our building blocks and a board is our preferred mode of transportation. A place where memories are awakened by the sound of a wave. It's the home of the original, home to the iconic, and home of the legendary. Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at gococobeach.com.
Less than 1 year later, here we are. And we've been very busy in believing in this project, giving this association the new chapter. Now this is the final stop for at least the next 20 years.
Cocoa Beach, the authentic beach town, where the sand is our building blocks and a board is our preferred mode of transportation. A place where memories are awakened by the sound of a wave. It's the home of the original, home to the iconic, and home of the legendary. Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at gococobeach.com.
Three experiences to have in one trip. Go Titusville.com.
USSSA is the stage where the nation's top sports stars shine for the country to see. On the diamond, the top baseball players are looking to be chosen by the Select 30 and compete as a team at the National Amateur Baseball Championships. In Fast Pitch, USA Elite Select and the World Fast Pitch Championships brings together premier players and teams from across the country to play for the title and continue their dream of one day playing professional softball. While Nationwide Conference USSSA hosts the stars of slow pitch softball. Take your game to the next level. Play the best. Play USSSA.
McDonald McCummett on to throw here. Sixth inning. They play 7 innings in this championship game, so still a lot of time left.
Leading off the 5th inning for Southeast American.
So the bottom of the 5th inning. Scoreboard op keeps getting me all day long. You know that?
Yeah, I don't know why he throws that 0 up there before the team ever gets to the plate, but
they're just trying to keep us honest.
I think that's what it is. I think he just wants to make us work a little harder.
Lindsey Schmidt with us, down braving the elements. Elijah Walker at third, PJ up at high first. Johanna with us in the booth, trying to stay as ice cold as possible. Jack Kramer, Blake Bickerstaff, and Will Henson. The good news is they are nice and cool, and they're watching things heat up here for the Southeast. Wow. That again, it talks about that probably and almost any other 13U game is a double, but that just shows you how well Fan plays outfield. He got there quickly, cut it off, and that deep ball that could have been extra bases held to just a single.
You know, Yusel Puig could learn something from this kid. Of course, we all know that Puig runs the absolute least efficient outfield routes in all of Major League Baseball. And this kid, the ball leaves the bat and he's on the perfect route. He knows how to circle it. He's just all over it out there.
One ball, one strike, nobody out. Big spot for the Southeast, trying to work their way back in this championship game. Man, I thought almost for sure off the bat that was going to be a pop out.
Jordan with the base hit.
But it'll go as a base hit. Britt Jordan aboard, the first two reaching for the Southeast.
Zapp and Jordan both leading off the innings with nice singles. Going to bring Tyler Fitch to the plate, but not after we have a visit to the mound. I think this is another one of those, hey guys, let's remember we may actually have a change here.
Great thing about these All-American games is these athletes can play in a variety of spots. So if your pitcher, at least this is what I'm assuming, if your pitcher is out in left field, you bring somebody in to play left field, and now you can have your relievers start to warm up.
Yeah, the way the lineups are set, And the way the substitutions are done is, yeah, if you've got a kid that you want to warm up because you're going to pitch him later, you can go ahead and pull him defensively, get him in the pen, get him loose, and get him ready. Well, let's see what happens here, Byrne. Southeast has got runners on first and second, nobody out here.
This is a big spot for the Southeast. Tyler Fitch, the batter.
Tyler Fitch is the batter, and the fan from Tyler, Texas got that foul ball.
How about that for ironic?
Yeah. Well, Fitch finds himself in a hole here real quick, 0-2.
Not a bad crowd today at the ballpark as this one launched out to left, and that one was, that's the game of baseball, if you will, because that ball for Fitch, he hit that ball right on the nose, right out to left field, but it went far enough for the left fielder to make the play. Meanwhile, the one before looked like it was going to be a pop out.
And it just fell in no man's land.
Pop up. And caught for the second out of the inning.
Two outs. Now batting number 56, Jesus Alacan.
Jesus Alacan now. Out to left. Play made. Inning over. What could have been a big inning for the Southeast ends up with nothing doing on the scoreboard. 2 innings remain. 13U championship Atlantic on top of the Southeast, 7-3.
With Direct Points Daily, your vacation begins at GoMelbourneFlorida.com.
Each and every day you come out here to the park, you give everything you got.
Behind every good team is a great coach.
Our hands are not in here, hands are out.
Today's coaches mold tomorrow's leaders.
It's a lot of hard work.
We know the blood, sweat, and tears that go into the job. And that's why this season, coaches fly free when booking their team's travel with us.
That's all right, come on, it's fine.
Save time, save money, fly with the Air Travel Group.
Now pitching for Southeast American. Number 74, Cade Climbing.
That's a key of it.
All right, Atlantic back to the plate here in the top of the 6th inning. Leading 7-3.
You know, Bernie, we've talked in previous games. We've been talking for the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks in previous broadcasts about moving out to the Space Coast. And the All-American Games is another USSSA event that will be making the move next summer. And the kids are up for a big deal.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
Just, number one, the facility has it. I mean, the facility as a whole is just incredible. You know, the Lord only knows how many square feet of artificial turf that place has got. You know, every diamond, all artificial turf. Brown turf where the dirt should go. Green turf with the grass, with the nice little stripes, you know, that look like are mowed into it, the different shades of green. All the infrastructure, you know, every game, every field is can be streamed online. the flight scope analytics, just the whole process, the whole atmosphere. It's going to be a huge opportunity for these young athletes to be able to play at that complex, and it's going to be good for the All-American game, at the games as a whole. If you still want to take in the attractions of Disney and Universal, hey, it's only a 45-minute drive down the road. The nice thing about it is you're 5 minutes from the beach. And with all the artificial turf, weather is not going to be, the factor that it is when you play on the natural surfaces.
Prashant Fan, we've been so impressed with him so far this game and what he has done offensively. And, the Atlantic team with a little bit of urgency here, even though they're up 7-3. For more on that, let's go down to Lindsay. Lindsay?
Well, that's right, Bernie. As you guys may be able to hear, the Atlantic team in this dugout, they're still playing with a sense of urgency. They're making sure everyone in the dugout is standing up, cheering on their team, making sure they're watching the Southeast pitcher. They're not being complacent about this, even though they still have a comfortable lead. And it just goes to show you guys, this game is not over until the last out.
That's for sure. And I guess we've seen how explosive the Southeast offense can be. They've had they scored 3 in the second inning, but it could have been a whole lot more. There's a lot of innings where they haven't been able to truly capitalize on the opportunities.
Yeah, they've left a lot of runners out there. But the biggest difference in this game, and I'm going to say it, I've said it before, it's the 4 errors committed by the Southeast early in the game. Whether that was jitters or miscommunications or whatnot, those 4 errors all totaled runs, and ironically, they're down by 4 runs. But we do have Prashant Fan on first base, and we've been wanting to see him reach base with nobody in front of him just to see those wheels in action.
Jacob Struttle, the batter here, runner going. Just never got a good.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Hold on it.
It wouldn't have mattered. He stole that one on the pitcher. He'd already crossed and made 3 steps before the ball left the pitcher's hand.
Strudel flew out in his second inning plate appearance. Flies it deep to center field, playable, and Fan is taking third before the ball even comes in. He comes prepared, ready to fly. Maybe they say he's like a fan because when he goes by you, you feel nothing but the breeze.
Very well could be.
Now batting, number 26, Damian Anderson Jr.
Damian Anderson Jr. This could be big here in the 6th inning, 7-3 advantage. Southeast out of their final 6 outs. If you can have a big 6th inning, it could make it very difficult for the Southeast team to work their way back in it.
Yeah, the later you get in the game, the harder and harder the runs are to come by.
Look at how far down the line Fan is. Is it halfway home?
Halfway. He came down to the 45-foot mark.
See him getting his lead here. 0-2 pitch. Called. Strike 3.
Two outs. We go now to the top of the order. Number 70, Preston Hurst.
And now back to the top of the order, and Preston Hurst, the shortstop. I don't know, if it's me, I'm putting Fan closer to the top of the lineup just with everything and the intangibles that he brings to the table.
Yeah, he can. He's the kind of guy on the base paths that can create chaos for a defense.
Called a strike. It's 1-1. Cade's mom, Kimberly, cheering him on here, hoping that he can quickly get out of this inning. He's ahead 1-2. Trying to blank the Atlantic here in the 6th inning. Hurst looking for his first hit of the contest. He's going to hit it to deep center. But it is playable and caught and fan left waiting at third base. Southeast down to their final 6 outs in this one, but they are still in it, trailing 7-3.
Qualifying is on to be a Boomba All-American, and this year's USSSA All-American Games have been expanded to create more opportunities for more players. This year, there'll be 24 regional showcase tryouts that will select 2 teams per region with 12 players on each team, allowing the athletes to compete in an average of 22 innings of play during the tournament. Also new for this year is a 3-game single elimination championship bracket. Get evaluated in hitting, running, and 2 defensive positions of your choice for your chance to qualify for the Boomba All-American Games. Get more information at USSSAallamerican.com.
We're back here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports, our 13 and under championship game. Matt Trebuchet here with Bernie Gunther, the director of, well, it used to be New Media, but it's not new anymore.
That's why we changed the title to Advanced.
Director of Advanced Media.
Because it was probably new when we were doing this 9 years ago, but it's not quite as new now that everybody's doing it.
Okay. Well, let's see what the Southeast can bring to the plate here, Bern. They got 6 outs. They need 4 runs.
Leading off the 6th inning for Southeast, number 64, Walker Inc.
They need some runs, and obviously you'd love to get all 4 back here, but even if you could get 2 now, you'd take 2 later. You'd love actually maybe 2 now, a stop, and 3 later for a walk-off win.
That would play well.
We've had some dramatic moments where the games have gone down to the final out. Two balls and 1 strike. Missed inside, 3-1.
Well, you got to have 1 on base before you can even think about scoring 2. So Walker doing everything he can here to get his way on base, and there he does it.
Base on balls.
Walker draws the base on balls. Now batting, number 51, Gavin McComb.
That brings Gavin McComb to the plate. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Devin McComas struck out in the third inning. Look at that. Runner already at second.
Well, you achieve a few things there with that pass ball. Number one, you get out of the double play situation. Number two, the runner's now in scoring position where just about any base hit's going to score him. So a lot can be achieved by capitalizing on the miscue of your opponent. Meeting of the minds on the mound.
And again, I would think that you're really trying to remind the fact that you stand here in the game, it's still a 4-run advantage. So certainly you're in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, you're still in command. You still got control of the situation. What you really got to do is you got to do everything in your power to, you know, even if you're going to concede the run that's out there now, you want to hold them to 1. You do not want to give them 2 and let them be right there knocking on the back door when we get to the bottom of the 7th.
Two and one. Lined into the corner, it's fair. There's one of the 2 that they need to get back. 7-4 now.
Inside fastball, and he just turned on it. Hit a rocket down the third base line. Stayed about a foot and a half inside that foul line. Stand up double, RBI. Beautiful piece of hitting.
Bouncer gets through the infield. They're going to score their second run of the inning. And now they're forgetting about my idea. There's nobody out. Why not keep pushing it?
Go ahead and get all 4 right here. We're going to have a pitching change. So, Bernie, do we want to stay here for the pitching change and talk about the Space Coast, or
Absolutely.
we want to go to a break?
We'll let
you want to
talk
stay
about
here?
the Space Coast.
All right, I love talking about the Space Coast. You know, first of all, the complex actually has its own website.
Yep.
And that is it's
www.uSSASpacecoast.com or just uSSA.com/Space Coast will get you there.
Right, yeah, and you can see up-to-date construction pictures. You can see the complexes or the quads that are already done. You can see the remodeled Space Coast Stadium. There you go. Burns got it up on his laptop here.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, the playing surfaces are going to be huge for events like this, because right now, you know, we're in Champion Stadium and it's a minor league or a major league spring training stadium. Well, Space Coast Stadium was a major league
thing, right?
Right. It was it was the original spring training home of the Florida Marlins.
Right.
And then, of course, the Washington Nationals moved in there. But so you're still going to get that flavor. The difference is unfortunately, when you look at the field here inside Champion Stadium, you actually look at the playing surface. Because of all the different ages that we play here in championship games, you get all these extra dirt spots cut out for bases and sliding lanes, and you know what, I understand that you have to do that. But out there at the Space Coast, being that it's all synthetic, you don't have to do that. So you've got a beautiful, pristine diamond that you're playing on. There's no bad hops, you know. And so it's a beautiful, aesthetically pleasing playing atmosphere. Plus, with all the technology that's being built into the complex, into the infrastructure itself, whether it's the streaming capabilities, whether it's flight scope, whether it's, a lot of people don't even know what flight scope is, but I always say that it's like StatCast. If you watch a Major League Baseball game, they have StatCast.
Right.
Well, all that information that they get in StatCast is done by Doppler radar, and Doppler radar is what flight scope is.
Correct.
And you'll get the velocity of every pitch, you get the rotation of every pitch, you get the angle that it's coming in, and then you get the velocity off the bat, the launch angle, the trajectory of the hit ball, and all those type of wonderful things. So this is the difference, all the different technologies that are built into the Space Coast complex.
And you're going to get it around the clock on all the fields.
Yep.
In fact, today's game is being, whoa. And the throw gets away. And everybody's safe. The same jitters that caused the problems for the Southeast early on are causing some trouble for the Atlantic here in the 6th inning. I don't have anybody out here in the 6th inning. You don't see these type of innings unless it's September here at Champion Stadium.
Typically, you're right. You would be referring to the men's major slow pitch, I believe, wouldn't you?
And they just blast a couple out of the ballpark.
Every time you turn around.
The moments for the parents. Down the line, it's fair. Everything is clicking for the Southeast now.
He's hit down the left field line.
They've awaited their moment. And it has arrived here. Incredible change of events.
Big Mo has changed sides. And we're going to have another pitching change. So we're going to step away here for just a moment. We got a pitching change. We have played, we're in the bottom of the 6th where the Southeast has exploded for 7 runs to take a 10-7 lead, and we'll be back. I just did it on my damn self.
Overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here.
USSSA is the stage where the nation's top sports stars shine for the country to see. On the diamond, the top baseball players are looking to be chosen by the Select 30 and compete as a team at the National Amateur Baseball Championships. In Fast Pitch, USA Elite Select and the World Fast Pitch Championships brings together premier players and teams from across the country to play for the title and continue their dream of one day playing professional softball. While Nationwide Conference USSSA hosts the stars of slow pitch softball. Take your game to the next level. Play the best. Play USSSA.
We need to go through like all these we have and make
sure 10-7. Southeast on top of Atlantic. What a change of events. And Fan coming in.
Now stepping into the batter's box for Southeast.
It's amazing, Bernie. We were when this inning started, you know, we were all right. Southeast needs to chip away. They're down 4. They need to, you know, get 2 here, and then, you know, then they can approach the bottom of the 7th and maybe get 2 or even 3 to win the thing and walk off. I think your exact words were, "Wouldn't a walk off be great in the bottom of the 7th?"
Now they're thinking about celebrating the top of the 7th. High hopper on the infield, and that is the first out here in the 6th inning. And they're going to trade it for 2 runs. I was about to say they're going to trade it for a run.
Yep,
but they're going to trade it for 2. Wow.
And that is going to tie both teams up in the error category, too. That throw right there, allowing that second run to score, is going to be the Atlantic's 4th error of the game.
That's what shows you anything can happen, because there's a lot of times that, you know, you go into the situation and you're thinking late in the game, up as big as they are, up by 4. No way we're going to work our way back, but just got to get your runner aboard by a walk, whatever it takes. Get your base hit here or there. Take advantage of some infield blunders.
Well, the Southeast at the plate did exactly in this inning what the Atlantic did to them in the first 3 innings. And that was capitalize on the mistakes. You know, the Atlantic's got 7 runs on 6 hits, and they've committed 4 errors. The Southeast has got 12 runs on 12 hits, and they've committed 4 errors.
Fan. Out number 2.
And the time limit gets it. That's the ball game.
There you have it. 12-7 is going to be the final score. It's all about Grant Hodge. That grand slam helps the Southeast celebrate. It was a walk-off winner, essentially.
It sure was, in a roundabout way. Yeah, 2-hour and 15-minute time limit. That's to obviously conform to getting all 3 games in on the slate today.
Incredible game, incredible come from behind victory for the Southeast. They have got to be thrilled with this one and what just happened.
And the big difference maker was the blast, the grand slam by Grant Hodge. Forever changed the outcome.
What a turning point. What a moment. Grant Hodge. It's a big reason why the Southeast team wins. His team celebrating, and now he gets a chance to talk to Lindsay Schmidt. Lindsay?
That's right, guys. I'm here with Grant Hodge, the Grand Slam home run hitter. Grant, what was going through your head as you saw that pitch come over the plate?
Just thinking, take a big daddy hack.
Well, it seemed to work out for you guys. You guys kind of had a rough start today, some errors in the field. What made you guys turn it around?
Just heart, you know, just play with heart. Just.
Well, as you can see, they're celebrating here down on the field. Grant, right before you go, what are some things you'll always remember about this week?
We just went out there and played what we do, you know. Just went out there and won some ball games.
Well, congratulations. I'll let you get back to your celebration. You're welcome. Back to you guys.
Well, it's a warm day.
That actually
feels
probably
like it
felt pretty good.
Cool them off. What a moment. What a game. 9 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning as the Southeast goes on for a 12-7 win. For Lindsey Schmidt, Matt Trebuchet, and our entire crew, Bernie Gunther saying so long for now. Stay with us 15 minutes from now or so. We got one more, the 14U championship game coming your way here from Champion Stadium.
When you step in the box, you got to be focused.